I'll call this a hypothesis, however for me, it has a real sound of truth to it. This is what I might call a starting point for further research. Some of this is taken and edited from the book Cosmological Ice Ages by Henry Kroll. 11,711 years ago in North America and Siberia all the tribes, mastodons, camels and horses were froze to death. Some of the animals were found standing up with green food in their mouths looking up at the sky. Many of the animals were buried in frozen gravel. Just after the deluge, at the dawn of the present time cycle, a distant period known as Zeptepi by the Egyptians, a mysterious group of gods appeared in order to initiate the survivors with the rudiments of civilization. From Thoth and Osiris in Egypt, to Quetzalcoatl and Viracocha in the Americas, ancient myths tell of these gods and their gifts of civilization to humankind. Genesis 6:4 reads as follows. The Nephilim were in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, the same were the mighty men that were of old, the men of renown. After the biblical flood, there was a second visitation of the fallen angels, or those that came from the sky, evidently smaller in number and more limited in area and for the most part confined to Canaan. According to ancient legend, the origin of the Sumerian civilization came to be from the coupling of humans with a non-human civilization. They were immense with powers from its beginnings on the shores of the Persian Gulf, near the site of the ancient Sumerian city of Eridu, which is considered to be one of the oldest permanent settlements in Mesopotamia, and perhaps even in the world. Like the nuclear survival bunkers and secret research facilities of our own civilization, there were those who arose from the underground cities of the gods, after the flood and war of the gods. At places like the temple complex of Sacsayhuaman in Peru and the Mayan pyramid complex at Tikal, Guatemala, massive tunnel systems have been identified. It is now possible to understand how 1 million Incans and Mayans escaped the decimation of their cultures. Extraordinary subterranean complex beneath the Egyptian pyramids, resulting in 3 decades of secret excavations to penetrate the system. Since the declassification of this new ground-penetrating radar several years ago, the most staggering data has emerged of complex and labyrinthine underground systems in various parts of the world. At places like Guatemala in the South Americas, tunnels have been mapped under the Mayan pyramid complex at Tikal, which extend a full 800 kilometers to the opposite side of the country. Investigators remarked, it was possible to understand how 500,000 Mayan Indians escaped the decimation of their culture. We can now see a legacy of a civilization and a technology. A technology capable of creating a vast underground city, of which the Sphinx and pyramids are merely the surface markers. The project scientist likens it to the impact of contact with an advanced extraterrestrial culture. It presents unequivocal evidence that all languages, cultures and religions trace back to a single common source, which is referred to as the parent civilization. Just like the Book of Revelations, the pagan religions also speak of the same traditions, i.e. the Mayan legend of Quetzalcoatl promises a return of knowledge at the end of time, or the end of this present time cycle. Sounds pretty close to Revelations, all things shall be revealed, doesn't it? The evidence in Egypt indicates this was the grand 6,000-year genetic experiment attempted by the Egyptians, the quest for immortality and the stars, a quest described by the great ones of old, quest initiated by Gilgamesh so very long ago. Despite the bleaching of semi-divine beings from modern consciousness, could it be possible, as the ancient texts insist, we are destined to become as gods? Are the Mayan lords of light and the Egyptian/Tibetan shining ones really a higher form of human? Is this why the elite ones have kept their work secret from us? Is this why they do not divulge the truth to us on our creation and evolution history? Are they saving this information only for them? According to many Earth legends, such beings are supposed to return regularly, at the beginning and end of each time cycle, the 13,000-year half-point of our solar system's 26,000-year zodiacal orbit around galaxy center. Because of conditions on our galactic orbit, these 13,000-year intervals or worlds seem to be separated by cataclysmic upheaval. The evidence now appearing records civilizations before us, who mastered the physical continuum and progressed beyond this world. There were also those who failed. We, too, have equal opportunity to make it or break it. The present-day civilizations on Earth are the survivors and beneficiaries of a terraformed Earth. Again, this was only a believable hypothesis.